हेलो दोस्तों, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं टर्म टू के एग्जाम नज़दीक हैं। तो अकाउंट से कुछ थ्योरी क्वेश्चन भी पेपर में इंपॉर्टेंट, इको के कुछ थ्योरी क्वेश्चन भी काफ़ी ज़रूरी हैं पेपर में। तो चलिए कुछ क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं। क्वेश्चन 1, राइट द मेन स्टेप्स ऑफ एक्सपेंडिचर मेथड अलॉन्ग विद इट्स प्रिकॉशंस। इसका आंसर है ए, क्लासीफाई प्रोडक्शन यूनिट्स इनटू इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर्स। बी, एस्टिमेट फाइनल एक्सपेंडिचर ऑन गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय दीज सेक्टर्स. These are private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation, and net exports. C. Take the sum of these final expenditure to get to gross domestic product at market price. D. Estimate consumption of fixed capital or say depreciation and net indirect taxes, that is indirect taxes minus subsidies, and deduct it from GDP at MP to get NDP at FC. E. Add NFIA, net factor income from abroad, to NDP at FC, net domestic product at factor cost, and obtain national income. Precautions. First precaution is properly identify expenditure on intermediate goods and services. Second, include imputed expenditure on self-consumption output. Third, do not include expenditure on transfer payment. Fourth, fourth, do not include expenditure on financial assets. And fifth, do not include expenditure on buying of assets. Question second. Write the main steps of income methods and precautions involved. Answer. The main steps are A. Classify production units into industrial sectors. B. Estimate factor income such as compensation of employee, rent, interest, profit, etc. paid out by each sector. C. The sum of all these gives NDP at FC. D. Estimate NFIA and add to NDP at FC to obtain NNP at FC, that is our national income. Precautions of income method. A. Do not include any transfer payment. Do not include capital gains arising out of sale of second-hand goods. And third, do not include income arising from the sale of financial assets. Some basic terminology. A. Compensation of employee. It is the total remuneration in cash or in kind and in the form of social security contributions by the employers to their employees. B. Wages and salaries in cash. It includes goods and services provided by the employers to employees for satisfaction of wants of employees and their families. C. Social security contribution by employers. It includes contribution by employers towards schemes which benefit employees. D. Rent. It is defined as amount payable in cash or in kind by a tenant to the landlord for the use of land. E. Royalty. It is defined as the amount payable to the landlord for granting the leasing rights of subsoil assets. F. Interest. It is defined as the amount payable. It is defined as the amount payable by a production unit for the use of money borrowed. G. Profit. It is defined as the amount payable to the owner of production unit for the use of money borrowed. H. Mixed income means an income payment by producing units having elements of more than one type of factor payments and is not possible to separate them. Operating surplus. It is defined as the sum of rent and royalty, interest and profits. It is a measure of non-wage factor payments by a production unit. Depreciation. It is also known as consumption of fixed assets or fixed capital, which is caused due to normal wear and tear of and other foreseen obsolescence of fixed assets. Residence. It refers to those person or institution whose center of interest lies in the economic territory of the country in which he lives or is located. Economic territory. It refers to that geographic territory administered by government within which persons, goods and capital circulate freely. Thank you so much. कर दी सर, स्टॉप हो गई ये।